machine. Time machine. Time machine. Time machine. Time machine.
Welcome back. Man, Bitcoin's still at $57,000. Welcome, I am Otaku, the Crypto Otaku, and welcome to the dystopian future that is 2024 in the United States. Welcome, and man, yeah, boom. Bitcoin's still on a rampage after last night. Hasn't really gone anywhere, up or down. Really, we consolidated down from, we touched the butt 57.5, 57.8 last night on the stream live. Crazy days are ahead, and we have just begun. Wearing a new hoodie today, thanks to Mondo. Shout out to Mondo. Oh yeah, look at her. She's in the chat. Look at Mondo. Mondo. Awesome. How you doing tonight? Yeah, my one and only fan. Oh yeah, I love this thing. It's awesome. Thanks. It's a birthday present from Mondo Cat. She's really encouraging me on my stream. She's a really good friend, and I love her. But anyway, yeah, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going on a rampage again. Let's get started. Boom. Targeting systems on. We are ready to dive into it. Yeah, Bitcoin's going on a rampage. All the signs point to. Do you have Bitcoin yet? I hope so. I really do. I had another hour-long conversation about it with my father yesterday. Tried to get him on the phone today. We're running out of time. We're running out of time. That's kind of what I was getting at. So the rainbow chart, the beautiful rainbow chart, right? The prettiest chart of them all. Yeah, we almost blew through still cheap yesterday. Just yesterday alone, we blew through it. We can zoom in real quick and see exactly where we are. Look at that. Boom. Halfway through in one day in this level. It's still cheap, right? I don't know. It kind of feels a little cheap, right? A little cheap. Jesus, Mondo. I'm blowing up my chat. Yeah, it sucks being a girl, right? It sucks being a girl. Yeah, it's still time to accumulate. Still time to gather some up before, BlackRock and Fidelity and all the big wigs really get everything. They are gobbling up everything. And I don't even think this chart is going to be able to hold the line when it comes to what's really going to happen. I mean, the institutions have really changed the game. Fidelity, BlackRock, their accumulations every single day are breaking record numbers now as of yesterday, the day before. BlackRock, I think yesterday, yeah, there was articles all over the internet. We were, I think, total accumulations yesterday, AUM, assets under management for the big nine, right? The big nine ETFs were the inflows yesterday were over $1 billion, and it's a single day. I think they were what was it? 9,000 or no, 8, like 6 to 8,000 Bitcoin in a single day taken off the exchanges. That's 10 times the amount that we can even mine. The miners can even mine. They can only do right now 900 Bitcoin a day. And then the miners are also coming out. The miners are actually coming out now and saying that they're. Let me see. There's actually an article about this, but they're talking about a lot of these big miners aren't even going to sell off their holdings. They're actually looking at holding on to some of their holdings after a large we're looking at an enormous supply shortage. Excuse me, supply shortage inbound. Everything, the perfect storm. Supply shortage. Not enough Bitcoin on exchanges to meet demand for the rest of the world, let alone the American ETF market right now. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. Yeah, so let's just dive into some other stuff. I've seen a whole bunch of stuff today that I wanted to go over. This was, again, every day CNBC's covering this. Anthony Scaramucci was on here again talking about the big gains we had last night. Could that happen again tonight? 58,000, 59,000, 60K inbound? Maybe. I'm gonna play this real quick though.
Anthony Scaramucci, founder and managing partner of Skybridge Capital. It was great to have you on the broadcast this morning, Anthony. Let's just take on the Jamie Dimon comments first. I'm so curious what your reaction was to that.
Listen, Andrew, he's one of the smartest people in financial services, if not the smartest. So I enjoy listening to him, and I always try to factor in what he's saying. The economy does feel very strong. I don't see how the Fed, though, doesn't cut rates eventually because of the deficit spending problem that the U.S. is facing. And I think those rate cuts will save the economy from going into recession. But, Jamie's a very smart guy. He's smarter than me. And so I always listen to him. Of course, I'm at intellectual odds with him related to Bitcoin. But listen, anytime he speaks, I listen. He's one of the few people, including yourself, that I have on my Google alert.
God bless you. Well, let me ask you this. You just mentioned Bitcoin. He is at odds with you on that subject. I'm not going to say he's been right about Bitcoin. He's probably been wrong about Bitcoin. He might have been right about actually the economy thus far, because he did say that he didn't think there were going to be interest rate cuts coming so quickly. And on that score, he has been 100% correct. On Bitcoin, he's been a lot less correct. We're looking at $56,925 on Bitcoin. We're now, about a month and a half, 2 months after these exchange-traded funds have been up and running and approved.
And Jamie Dimon, he's been caught with his pants down plenty of times when it comes to J.P. Morgan purchasing Bitcoin and other crypto assets. I mean, they know what's coming. They already have their toes dipped. So Jamie Dimon is just a huge hypocrite, and he's trying to hold back the legacy market from getting into this new asset class.
So to walk through the math of where you think this all goes.
Well, I mean, the first thing I would say, though, and because I know Jamie does listen to your show, hopefully he catches this segment, I would just ask him to please do more homework, because people like Paul Tudor Jones or Stan Druckenmiller or somebody like Larry Fink, who's actually done the homework, were perhaps negative on Bitcoin prior to doing the homework. Andrew, it's a one-way ticket towards Bitcoin if you actually do the homework to fully understand the asset. But specifically, if you look at the last 14 years, you usually get a quadruple after a halving. And so Bitcoin right now is trading 57,000. I'm not sure where it'll be on or about April 20th when the halving actually takes place. But let's say it's at 50,000. That would imply over 18 months from the halving a $200,000 Bitcoin price. So the price is going up primarily because there's not a lot of supply out there, and yet you're seeing these Bitcoin ETFs coming into the marketplace with 12 to 14 times what's available in terms of what the network is producing every single day. And so that's why you're seeing this price squeeze. And of course,
that's what I was just talking about. There's not enough Bitcoin to meet the demand of this market. Wall Street just figured it out. They just got their toes dipped in. The water's warm. The sharks are out. They're swimming. They're swimming with the sharks. They know what's coming. They know. And yeah, this is going to be insane. And I really hope that you got your friends and family involved in this massive shift. Because this is a whole new world. We're going to be playing a different game here in the next 10 years. And this just keeps going on and on and on. Every single day, we have more and more exposure to mainstream media. We really got to get Fox News to flip. And of course, CNN's never going to say anything positive anyway when it comes to Bitcoin. But yeah, this election is going to change face. Going to change face on a lot of politicians, and we already seen what happened with Trump a few days ago. Last week, I think it was like Wednesday, Thursday, he came out. He was on air. I think I have that video saved actually, and actually I even have something better. I've been going back in my old my old journal and pulling up some old video footage, different news segments from like last bull cycle and Trump's stance on Bitcoin, as well as where he is now, just to kind of compare. And I really want to see Biden flip, right? I want to see him say something positive, because we already know, those are in the space that had seen Bitcoin Miami last year. RFK was one of the speakers at Bitcoin Miami, and he had nothing but high praise for Bitcoin and its freedom. Its freedom of speech and expression when it comes to money. I mean, your rights as an American, and yeah, the future of the economy and the world. People need to wake up. This is happening. It's happening right now. Happening faster than I even thought. I thought we still had another cycle, to be honest. I didn't think. Well, you never knew that for sure these ETFs are actually going to roll out. But anyway, I digress. I'm gonna pull this other clip real quick from yours truly, Donald Trump. And yeah, this was him just a few days ago.
Its own, the Chinese digital currency. But isn't the next logical step for you to embrace Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin obviously is decentralized. The government can't get its hands on it. What about Bitcoin with all the young people, including African Americans, who are very interested in it?
Well, a lot of people are doing it. I always liked one currency. I call it a currency. I like the dollar. But a lot of people are doing it. And frankly, it's taken a life of its own.
And I really like this segment too, because he starts talking about Bitcoin in a positive light, and you can see the serious expression on the people in the audience. Look at this old lady; she's about ready to fall off her seat, because what he says next is just kind of like, it kind of blew my mind anyway. This is on Fox too.
You probably have to do some regulation, as you know, but many people are embracing it, and more I'm seeing people wanting to pay Bitcoin. And you're seeing something that's interesting. So I can live with it one way or the other. I've always liked one really powerful thing, and that's called the dollar.
Yeah, so that's very, very fun and interesting to see how that plays out, especially in the coming election. I'd love to see debates on this. Just see how the whole world shifts once BlackRock is involved. The glorious and grand old BlackRock. Owner of everything. And now our Bitcoin as well. Yeah, so I just want to kind of take you back, go back in time a little bit. All right, get in that DeLorean. We're going back to 2021. All right, here we go.
Do you have a dabble in Bitcoin or cryptos?
I don't. I like the currency of the United States. I think it's, I think the others are potentially a disaster waiting to happen. I don't know. I feel that it hurts the United States currency. I think we should strengthen. We should be invested in our currency, not in. They may be fake. Who knows what they are? But they certainly are currencies. They certainly are something that people don't know very much about. No, I have not been. Okay. I have not been a big fan.
Yeah, and maybe that was just it. Maybe it was just that. Not many people knew much about. I knew, I didn't know much about back then. I just dipped my toes in at the towards the end in a big way of 2020. I've heard about it by word of mouth over the years, probably from 2012 and up. And then, yeah, a lot of people didn't really understand the tokenomics of Bitcoin. Even what tokenomics even really means, or what it stands for when it comes to individual tokenized assets. So it's coming. It's all coming. It's all coming full circle, and it'll be here before you know it. And yeah, really interested to see how this campaign plays out. So in other news, I wanted to dive into this as well. We have, of course, again, JP Morgan largely says the Bitcoin halving is priced in. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And again, it's probably just there to scare investors to hold off as long as they can. The banking system, as it just kind of spirals. We did see, remember, again, at the beginning of this year, we did see the banking collapse start to continue. So I think the Fed's going to have no choice but to release their stranglehold on these interest rates and get the markets back to healing. And that means print more money. That means destroy and deface our dollar yet again. So I thought that was really interesting that this headline came out. Boom. Of course, JP Morgan is still buying it. And Jamie Dimon is still pushing everyone away. Another thing that came out today was, and I watched a large chunk of it, didn't have time to watch all of it, but Tucker Carlson was interviewed by Lex. And that was a good watch. I was trying to pull up a little quick thumbnail. But yeah, it was a really long interview. Where is it? Did they pull it down on YouTube? We're being censored, just like he said in the video.
He said very specifically, depending on the questions you ask
Putin, you could be arrested or not. And I said, listen to what you're saying. You're saying the U.S. government has like control over my questions and they'll arrest me if I ask the wrong question? He was making all these claims about, this or that.
So yeah, that was an interesting watch. He didn't really quite touch, at least on the things I skimmed through and watched different topics on. He didn't quite say anything about Bitcoin or the dollar, but he made some very interesting comparisons to Moscow and New York, and just how the feel of the of our country is in our largest city, and their country is in their largest city, and how things are just taken care of and maintained. And I mean, we really are slipping in this country. We are slipping into, again, do I need to reiterate a dystopian future for you? Blade Runner. We're going there. We're going right for it. We're going right for this type of world where everything's just covered in trash. Nothing's taken care of. This is the world we're living in right now. You just haven't been woken up to it yet. Maybe you're not living in a suburban area or close enough to a major city. But yeah, I mean, RoboCop. Last year we had the large introduction of robots in New York, patrolling the streets, the skies, the roads. I mean, it's coming. It's coming, and it's in a nearby major city near you. This is just where we are. We are in dystopian future. Sci-fi movies of the past are becoming reality, and I say this every day because we're living it. We're living it, and it's surrounding you. It's everywhere. It's coming. It's happening right now. This is where we are. This is the status, the human condition. We are being controlled and manipulated by media and censored by the governments. So there you have it. Bada boom, bada bing. We are slightly less humane in the world today and civilized. No one's spinning around the streets singing songs and walking around with canes and top hats anymore. This is 2024. 2024. All right, let's dive into a little bit of the crypto bubbles. Bitcoin is kind of having a retest here at 57. We're right now down at trading at 56.9. People are getting wrecked daily. Just absurd amount of shorts are getting destroyed, liquidated. We're talking, I think it was like hundreds of trillions of dollars in the past 2 days, just wiped off the map. People are getting caught with their pants down, literally. But yeah, let's just get into what's going on today. Everything's up on the hour, on the day, on the week, on the month. Boom, top 100. Go back to that. Oh, market cap on the daily. Damn. Everything is up. Everything is green. If your bags are not pumping, you're doing something wrong, and I really implore you to take a look and maybe relocate some of your your positions. Again, this is 2024. This bull run is going to be a utility run. This is going to, you want to have the assets that are going to be able to mature and develop in the future within the next, cycle or two, that are going to catch customers' eyes, that are going to catch investors' eyes, and these institutions. And, one of the biggest players right now is going to be your Solana, your Matic, Polygon, Ethereum, ETF coming. I mean, all these big plays, everything's getting built on these layer 1s, layer 2s. And you need some exposure to what's really going to happen. And again, those are just your blue chips, right? If you go back into, and we do this from time to time here on the show, go back into CoinMarketCap and go down through the top 100. And it may take a while for you to familiarize yourself with the projects. They're actually getting bigger, they're actually growing in the utility. But do some research. Just take a look. There's so much going on. Render's still in the top 100. It's actually in the top 50 now. That's pretty crazy. Say's moving on up. Sui has just kind of slipped down from top 50. We're moving on up. Beam is really big too. Algorand is coming back. I'm surprised on that. That's been kind of lackluster for a while. But yeah, look at that. Wow. Yeah, look at some of these tokens that are under 100 million in market cap. If you want to see some big moves in your portfolio, Quant. Wow, I can't believe Quant's still damn. It's only $1 billion, 1.3 billion. But yeah, you have to kind of dig a little deeper to get some of these. Here's some. We're starting to breach some of these here. Dang. 600 million right there for Frax. I don't even know what that is. there's too many tokens. When I got into the game, there were only 3,000. Now I think there's 30 or more. 30,000, 40,000. The tokens just keep jumping each day. It's insane. But yeah, just keep an eye out. Do some research, and maybe in the future we'll dive into some of these as well. One of my biggest holdings right now went from top 200 to top 150. That's Jasmy. If you're not familiar with Jasmy, it is the tokenized democracy waiting for you to reclaim your data and sell it to the highest bidder, possibly here in the near future. As many as other aspects to that coin. They also have an AI play as well, moving in with other partnerships like Toyota. It's a big play in Japan. BlackRock is also moving their way into Japan. So that's one of my big plays right now. It's kind of a piece of everything right now for me. We already seen a huge jump, and we're gonna see more. Japan, it was crazy. It was only a week or two after Japan announced that they were going into recession, and then they had the crypto bill pass, allowing institutional venture capitalists to purchase crypto in Japan, and now Jasmy just pumped like 3x. It was crazy. It was a 3x overnight, and that's just the first move. So most of these you want to call them S coins, you want to call them altcoins. If they had real utility, I would not classify them as an S coin, a shit coin. I would say they are a utility token or an altcoin with a purpose. No dog coins, all right? We're not. At least I'm not a dog coin enthusiast. I do have one love though, and I have to admit, I have one love, and that's Corgi AI. And to me, this was just a throwaway for fun. But it's doing pretty well, actually. I threw in some money back in December, and it kind of retained itself a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see where Corgi AI goes. But right now, it's just kind of like a think tank for AI projects and enthusiasts. So we'll see. Yep. So yeah, let's dive into some other metrics. US dollar. The US dollar is climbing. $34.3 trillion now in 2024, February. The end of February. We are rolling over into March. And it just keeps climbing. You know, let's just go into the future, huh? Shall we? Go into 2028. Where are we going to be in 2028? Whoa! $46 trillion! What? In just 4 years? Oh, take me back. Take me back. Let's go back. That's $10 trillion in just 2 years. That's insane. 4 years, I'm sorry. And that could be realistic, really. I mean, that's kind of where we're headed. We can't pay our freaking debt. We cannot pay our interest rate. The interest on our debt right now is nearing $1 trillion. And that's the net. Oh, God. Insane. Insane, the membrane. But you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. Bitcoin halving's coming up. 52 days, 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 35 seconds until the 420 blaze it. Bitcoin halving. It's here. It's here to liberate us. It's here to save us from our fiat future as it crumbles to the ground. Yeah, we're headed straight to zero, and Bitcoin's going up forever, Laura, right? Like Michael Seller says, it's going up forever and ever and ever. Man, wow. Alrighty, let's dive into some other stuff. So this has been floating around here lately. I've seen a lot popping up on X. This when moon algorithm that someone just kind of threw up and came up with. Really interesting. If you plan on looking at your future with Bitcoin, I pretty much live and die by the Bitcoin standard. I convert all my US dollars to Bitcoin or other crypto assets as soon as I get paid every single paycheck. So yeah, McDonald's, they pay me and I roll it all into crypto and I just leave what I need in my budget to pay my bills. And so if you do something similar like this, over time you're gonna see your net worth grow, right? And so you may ask yourself, when is a good time, when moon, when is a good time to start delegating and dollar cost averaging out? Again, we talked about dollar cost averaging in, which is taking a small amount each day, each paycheck, or each week, however you want to do it, and allocating it to Bitcoin or other crypto assets. Well, dollar cost averaging out for retirement is what when moon, this page here over at observablehq.com, when moon will give you an estimate as when you can retire with a certain amount of Bitcoin. And they have it set here as a default, and their data sources are also placed here as well from Coinmetrics and their API, as up to date as of 2 days ago, and the M2 money supply and the estimate as of March of last year. So all you have to do is plug in your certain amount of BTC, however much you hold, if you hold one, if you hold more than one, and then your desired income that you want to pull out each and every year as Bitcoin, grows over a length of time, and when you can retire and how much you need to retire. I've looked into this a lot because I've been very curious as to what the future is going to hold. Again, looking forward and watching the money get print into oblivion. It's hard to really estimate how much you're really going to need in a deflating economy, or an inflated economy, right? As the dollar, the purchasing power of the dollar goes down, and the amount of dollars you need to purchase the same amount goes up. So, just kind of asking Google real quick. We'll ask her. I'll just ask hey computer, how much money do I need to retire in 2024?
The limit for those who have reached their full retirement age in 2024 will increase to $59,530.
It did not give me the answer I wanted. But it told me that I needed at least a minimum of $59,000 to retire as an average consumer, right? An average consumer of this dystopian future that we live in. But how much do we actually need to retire, right? How much over time? Well, let's just do basic math. If we say we want to live or can live, your situation may be different, but I could probably live off 59,000. I'm pretty frugal. Let's say you wanted to live off of that, right? And you wanted to retire for the rest of your life, right? I mean, that might actually be all we need to really plug it in, to be honest. But I think I remember seeing somewhere that for the average American, you need at least $1.3 million to retire at an age of 65. Bitcoin it makes this kind of appear different, right? So, what actually, speaking of which, what is Bitcoin that's sitting at? Okay, it's still at fighting 57. But anyway, say we want to retire, and our goal is to have 59,000 each year, and then the annual supply rate, as it increases with inflation, is all kind of calculated here, based on their algorithms. It's all kind of auto-generated, and the annual Bitcoin appreciation rate, which I think is actually higher than this. I mean, it depends on the cycle you're in, but on average, that seems about right, about 40-50%, I would imagine. So, according to this, you wanted to, retire with 59,000, start DCAing out. Even gives you a breakdown of, how much a day you can take out, because you don't want to take it out in a lump sum, right? You want it to also still be accumulating your net worth. It says here you can retire on 59,000 a year by 2031. That's right around the corner. With one Bitcoin, if you have one Bitcoin right now, projected with, just the average, just the complete averages we're working with right now, you can retire at in 2031. I don't know about you, but I'm in my 30s, okay? Let's just say, for example, I'm in my mid-30s. Let's say I'm 35. 35 years old in 2024. It's only 6 years from now. 7 years from now. Depending on how much Bitcoin really appreciates, right? That's insane. I'll be in my 40s. I'll be in my early 40s. Right? Your situation may be different. Do I want to retire in my 40s? Hell no. There's a lot I still want to do in this world. But it gives you a really good perspective, really. This asset is going to change the way we live and look at money in general and wealth. But yeah, let's just kind of take this up a bit, or move it around. Say Bitcoin has a average appreciation rate of 50%, which I think that's pretty fair. It's nothing too crazy. And you want to retire at, again, average American. That's today's dollars, so 59,000 a year. You're looking at even earlier, 2028. That's crazy. That's only 4 years away. 4 years away if Bitcoin appreciates even higher than its average. Because I do really think this time is different. I know a lot of people say, yada, 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 we're going to stick to the 4-year cycles, and we're just going to have these, big giant sell-offs, massive sell-offs. We're going to sell down 70%, 60% each cycle. I don't think we're doing this anymore. I don't think so. Once the ETFs are in, they're all seated, and it's not just our country, it's the rest of the world. No one's going to want to take a taxable event. Everyone's going to maintain their wealth, and there's going to be no Bitcoin to go around. So everyone's just going to be sitting in dollar cost averaging out, in my opinion, if they want to retire. It's going to be the 1%, right? That's already comfortable right now. They may get in a big way and maybe get out in a big way later. But your average holders like me, I'm an average Bitcoin hodler. Again, we're really few. Think about it. We're pretty few and far between the average investor and the average citizen. Whatever country, the average civilian doesn't even really know about Bitcoin yet. We're still super early, and it's crazy to say that as we approach all-time highs again. But we are still super early. Even if this cycle tops out at 125,000, which I don't think it will. I think it were to go much higher and break the mold. But even if we do, this is just a non-stop appreciating asset because there's only 21 million. It's the first asset in its kind that has ever had a finite amount. So I know this is regurgitated information, but it's very important regurgitated information. So even with that, say you didn't have one Bitcoin, right? Say all you had was 0.1. Say all you had was 0.1 Bitcoin. And that is roughly 10% of Bitcoin right now. And again, you want to retire. Again, 60,000, let's just say that. Same sort of metrics. I mean, this is still pretty impressive. With just 10% into, withholding just 10% of a Bitcoin, you could retire. Again, you could retire at 2036. It's nothing. We're taking our time back. We're taking, it's more than just, do I have like all the fancy car and the fancy house and whatever. No, it's about your time too. You're taking your time and your money, because there's nothing more important than time, in my opinion. Time with your friends, time with your family, time with doing things you want to do on this earth before you're gone. And Bitcoin allows you to do that, and that's the most important thing to me. That's what I'm looking at, because I can imagine I would just be like, I don't know if you ever seen that movie back in the 90s called Blank Check. But I would be that kid, that big kid, just kind of like hunkering down. I already have a house, but I'll be adding crazy stuff to it. I'll be adding the water slide to the roof, to the backyard, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Because I'll still be working and doing stuff on my time, but doing it something I really love. Taking the time to find that job and that purpose in life to make my life more worthwhile, worth living. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. And this is such a great tool, and it even breaks down the metrics too, like when you should take out, how much you should be appreciating in value over time, what your I think it even breaks down like how much you should take out a day. Your first daily draw will be 0.0000595 Bitcoin, 5,900. 5,950 sats, right? So about 6,000 sats, which would be worth about $700, and on average in 2036. That's amazing. I love this. We'll see how this works out. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on it. I'm going to keep it tabbed, and yeah, we will see when moon. So yeah, great thing. I'm glad I caught this on X today. Super excited for when moon and when we moon. That's such a great meme. But yeah, let's take a break real quick and see what Bitcoin's doing. Right now on the chart, it looks like you're having still a bit of a pullback. Right now, also, I think Japan is almost getting into about the afternoon. At least here in the States, the afternoons are usually the best and most volume for any asset in any market. And computer, what time is it in Japan?
In Japan, it's 41 now.
Yeah, it's not even 11 o'clock yet in Japan. Yeah, we're bouncing off of we actually went a little higher than our last low. Let's take this away. I gotta clean up my chart from last night. Last night was crazy. Oh, there's gonna be so much more ahead. We're so early. Oh man, I mean, this candle was insane. That daily candle too was one of the higher. I was actually looking at this daily candle right here. This is one of the largest candles we've had, period. This is a let's see, from the bottom of the wick, let's we'll just give it to the top of that wick there. So only a 6% move. That's the biggest count we have in a long time. Even this one back here, I don't think is big enough to compare. Yeah, almost. Yeah, that's about 6 or 7 as well. So you could almost say this is another measured move, right? I mean, look at this: swing up, swing up, swing up, consolidate, swing up. So let's take that into consideration. Let's actually do a little bit of a bar pattern. I like doing this for fun, just to kind of see when moon. So on our last consolidation up, let's say we have another drop back down here. Where would we be? We kind of consolidate back down, which I don't think we will. I don't think we'll come back down. You never know, we could. And then we were pushing up about 66,000 before, right before, maybe a week before the halving. That's possible. That could happen. I think the inflows and the ETFs are a lot higher than the outflows. The outflows are pretty much stopped. If you look on X, actually, if I can pull up my X account, Twitter. Oh man, there's so much crazy stuff here. Oh man, the Bitcoiners on X are amazing. Oh, look at this. I remember this when Kramer said this is great.
Why do you think it's been so resilient here in the high 16s?
Well, I'll tell you what starts this. Because it's phony and a scam. Being propped up by people who need it propped up. And that's all there is. Very harsh.
Why do you think it's...
Oh, that was great. And I remember buying a whole coin around that time too, or not whole coin, but finishing off, just rounding off one of my coins. And I was super excited. That's when I officially became a whole coiner. And yeah, Kramer was just like, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to zero. It's going to zero. The Beanie Babies were great too back in the day, weren't they? Yeah. And he I don't know. I feel like he's a puppet. He's told what to say. But anyway, we're diving in here because we wanted to see the inflows and outflows of the ETFs. I saw a really good one today. There it is. Look at this. These outflows are pretty much done with Grayscale selling off. They're pretty much done. We are in the clear. It's all pretty much just accumulation now. And for assets under management with these ETFs, this is the best thing for them. They are super excited and ecstatic because now they can get the entire mass population of the United States to literally buy Bitcoin for them. Because they're not letting go of that. And they're paying it all out in dollars. I keep saying that. If ETFs were the only way to get exposure to Bitcoin, do it. If that's the only way you can do it, I'm trying to get my dad to at least do that now with one of his 401ks, but his retirement plan. But yeah, I mean, the best way to hold is the underlying asset, in its pure form, and that's get yourself a hardware wallet or whatever. So whatever it may be, just do it. But yeah, let's take a look into crypto fear and greed index. The stock fear and greed index is extreme greed still. And it's only really extreme greed for the top 7. I mean, it's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And we had a, what was it, a $6,000 pump yesterday? A $6,000 pump yesterday. And yeah, it went from low 50 to 57.5, 57.8 when it was all said and done last night. Yeah, you getting moves like that in the stock market? I had a conversation with my friend last weekend about that. I said, what are you talking about? What, you want to play Nvidia, they've already had their big pump. I think they're probably going to consolidate down. You know, see where the interest rates land. Maybe they'll have a little bit of a move back up, but they're not making, you know, 3x's, 4x's this cycle from our current level. When we started this entire thing at the beginning of the year, you could almost say that's a 5x, right? From if we end up at a 200,000 this cycle, let's say that base case scenario. That's kind of my base case scenario, around 200,000. That's insane. You're not getting that in the stock market. You're not. And again, it's not about that as well. It's about freedom. Get away from this legacy market. Get away from the controllable aspects of your life that the governments can't just let you go. It can't let you free. So American society is based on freedom, and we've lost all touch with that. Yeah, and the DXY, we're still coming down. The dollar's still kind of slipping. I'm waiting to see, you know, some of these influxes of money, and stimulus and nonsense from the election. And yeah, we got what is that? Bitcoin just we made it back up. Nah, we're still fighting 57. Can't on this. But if we can hold this bottom here, we have a double bottom. This is an Adam Eve double bottom forming right now. I've learned a lot of patterns over the years, especially the bullish ones. But yeah, let's just kind of review this one. I'm pretty sure that's a double bottom pattern. Double bottom, Adam Eve. And no, this is a bearish Adam and Eve double pattern. Boom. So that's what's forming right now. Can it really hold? It might hold. I mean, who the heck is shorting right now? I keep saying this. Right before halving, in the middle of these ETFs are just gobbling it all up as soon as it leaves. I said this last night, I think. These traditional patterns don't really hold up anymore. I'm still stuck in the bear market mindset. Like, I haven't transitioned quite well. I got so much trauma from all these pump and dumps over the last 2-3 years that I'm kind of a broken man. But yeah, traditionally this would be a bearish pattern, and we'll see if it holds. We're already higher than our low, our previous low. We are putting in a new higher low. I'd say we're more than likely holding that, and if we did see a consolidation or correction, we'd probably come down this spot here at about 56.5. So if we can't hold there, our next test would be somewhere in these ranges, probably 56.8, no, 56.7, and then 56.5. And then the last line would be 55 or 55.6. But I'm so bullish right now that I don't even think this is even an issue. Tomorrow morning we'll wake up and we'll probably still be at 57. And we still have China waking up in about 10 minutes. Kind of wiping their eyes, open and clean. And see what they do. Again, we haven't looked at that since I think a week or two ago. China's starting to get their ETFs going. Hong Kong ETFs. Let's see the status with that. Bitcoin ETFs in China, Hong Kong. All right, this is what we were talking about. I think it was a week or two ago. It was February 16th, where they had their first application. Futures, yeah, futures was already been open. It's not new. Bitcoin ETF. Don't think they've been approved yet to launch. It's first quarter of this year, though. That's what they're expecting. So, sometime, maybe next month, Hong Kong will start seeding their ETFs. Who knows? Maybe they'll get the approval to do that sooner rather than later. Again, because you have to have these assets ready to go for a launch. That's what we saw with our American ETFs. Yeah. So it's only a matter of time. And yeah, we're just waiting for the loading screen. Well, in the meantime. All right, so back to Bitcoin on the American. Oh no, Bitcoin on the exchanges. What's left? Look at this. It's insane. We just keep dipping lower and lower and lower. Because the over-the-counter exchanges are drying up, and like I said, some of the miners are also talking about not selling as much as they used to, because again, maintaining their wealth and their foothold in the future asset class. I would, if I was a miner and I didn't have to sell, maybe I just still had some old Bitcoin laying around. I would sell off as little as I could just to keep things moving and hold the line until maybe 2025. But again, we may not see the cycle tops like we used to. The cycle tops may just be a thing of the past. We may see a big top and then a consolidation and then a slow trend up for all time. It really depends on when the rest of the world wakes up and gets in. All right, so we went over the Bitcoin chart, the rainbow chart. We went over Wen Moon. We went over so much stuff tonight. Trump, a little snippet of the past, the future, the present, whatever. Again, he still has his ETFs. ETFs, his NFTs. All these buzzwords now they get stuck in my brain. He still has his NFT collection too. So his last one just launched, I think it was like 2 months ago, beginning of the year. So he's been in crypto for a long time. Just maybe he wasn't aware of what he was really doing with his whatever his team was was damn sure knew what they were doing. This was really interesting too. There was this little clip on this has been going on in Congress lately, the pushback with Aldi and the merger between Aldi and Albertsons. And yeah, let's just dive into that. It was on Twitter. I saw it today.
You are pushing legislation in your anti-money laundering legislation that would essentially apply the Bank Secrecy Act, KYC restrictions to this industry, that is something that could completely wipe it out in the United States. Clearly, this relationship is antagonistic. Why not try to collaborate with the industry to fix the issues?
I want to collaborate with the industry. What I don't understand is why the industry seems to be saying that the only way that they can survive is if there's plenty of space for the drug traffickers and the human traffickers, and the terrorists and the ransomware scammers, and the consumer scammers and the rogue nations, North Korea, that is financing about half of its nuclear missile program with crypto, that all of that has to be left.
A nuclear missile program with crypto? We need to fact check this. I've never heard of this before. North Korea nuclear missile program with crypto. What does this have to do with anything? Oh my god. I'm about to lose my shit. Oh man. North Korea nuclear weapons program financed in crypto. Report by the United Nations. Really? When was this? This was 2 years ago. I just don't see it, man. With what? $400 million. What? Not very clear on what they plan, what they're investing in to get this. This cyber a cyber attack? I don't know. It's just so stupid that we're bringing back old things from the past. Half of North Korea missile program funded by cyber attacks. How can you even prove this? This was last year in May. And I mean, we know that even if it is funded, North Korea hasn't made the best hasn't had the best track record with their missile program. Even if they did, they're just trying to protect their own country from the rest of the world and their missile programs. So it's all just a cover. It's a crazy, crazy world we live in. All it takes is one of these nukes, man. One of these nukes to go off in the wrong part of the world, and we're gonna see some serious shit. Yep. Alright, we got about 5 minutes until China wakes up. And let's see what else Elizabeth Warren is like going on about.
Open. You know, keep in mind, in our financial system, pretty much everybody follows the same set of rules. I'm talking banks and credit unions and credit card companies, gold traders and stockbrokers, private equity now has to follow.
So just regulate it and let us follow the rules too. Let us be part of that system, right? That's the name of the game, right? You just don't want the American people to be part of that game. You want to keep us bogged down, make us keep believing that $30,000 is middle class. Because I'll tell you what, Elizabeth Warren, $30,000 is not middle class. $50,000 is not middle class. $75,000 is not middle class. $85,000, $100,000. I think middle class right now ranges between 125 and above. The middle class is dead. We are done. We are the 99%. Remember, Occupy Wall Street. We are the 99%. This is where we are.
Follow the rules. Precious metal dealers, Venmo, Western Union, but not crypto.
Let's post it.
My view of the world is same kind of activity, same kind of risk, should have the same regulation. I'm not looking for fancier regulation for them. I'm not looking for anything tougher for them. I just want a level playing field here, where if you're part of the financial system moving around literally billions of dollars, that, remember, my bill is not a regulatory bill.
We're still such a small part of this financial system she's talking about. I mean, crypto is not even, I think did we break over 2 trillion? I think we did. I think total crypto market cap as of February 28th. Yeah, we're not even 2 yet. We're not even at $2 trillion in total market cap. According to Brave, as of today, we're only at 1.73 trillion. We're almost at 2 trillion. Bitcoin's over $1 trillion in market cap. It still has the market dominance. But yeah, we're not even 1% of the entire financial markets. I mean, $700 trillion assets in the world today, and we're like what, 2 trillion of that. Bitcoin's about 1. I think for us to be 1% of it, we have to be what, $7 trillion market cap, right? Is that right? I'm a creative. I'm not a mathematician, but yeah, we are such a small piece of the puzzle, piece of the pie, and we are in the earliest stages of this.
It's a bill about law enforcement. That law enforcement has the same tools that it has anywhere else to be able to shut down the terrorists and the drug traffickers and the scammers. I think that's the right thing,
And the terrorists and the drug traffickers are all even the smaller percentage of the entire, world economy. This is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And if you really wanted regulation, then put someone in the SEC that's actually going to do something for the American people and protect the American people from all these fraudsters, hucksters, Ponzi schemes, scam artists. Do it. Because Gary ain't doing it. Gary Gensler ain't doing nothing for the American people. I mean, do I need to... I need to reiterate what Gary is doing for the American people? Oh, man.
I ask, suppose I were to purchase a Pokemon card. Would doing so constitute a security transaction?
You could purchase a Pokemon card. I don't know what the context is, but
If I purchase a Pokemon card, is that a security transaction?
Store, that's not a security.
Okay. If I were to purchase a tokenized Pokemon card on a digital exchange via a blockchain, is that a security transaction?
I'd have to know more.
Yep, I'd have to know more too, Gary. I'd have to know more too, because there's no clarity. There's no clarity, Gary. No clarity in this market. Even though he said, MIT, he said, and I quote, 90% of tokens are not securities. And yeah, we'll have to dig that clip up another day. But yeah, as this kind of continues, just remember, very important, stay level head, stay, keep your nose clean, and yeah, we're coming down a little bit more now. We bounced off again at 56,750. Still just a slightly higher than our other previous low. Can we move on up out of this? Can we? Maybe. Maybe. We just have to wait and see. Wait and see. But I would imagine that China's awake. It's 8 o'clock. I think it's 8 o'clock in China right now. Computer, what time is it in China right now?
In China, it's 10:04.
Oh, they've been up. What? I feel like every day they might have like a different daylight savings time in China. Because I could have sworn they were 8 o'clock last week, and now they're 10 a.m. at 9 p.m. But yeah, they are up and they are awake, and they seem to be selling off. It seems like. So, will this hold? That's a pretty strong line right there, actually. You look at those bottoms, all consolidating on that curve. That's impressive. Yeah, I'm interested to see if this plays out. We still have a bit of a longer wick here to consolidate. We go back up in the next 15 minutes. I don't think we will, though. I will give it another 15. Oh! We might find another bottom and just shoot back up too. That's also a possibility. But yeah, maybe we want to honor this bearish Adam and Eve double bottom bearish pattern. We'll see. Time will tell. This is an interesting one too. Yeah, this came out wow, 6 hours ago. Apple is winding down electric car plans for its Apple Car, ending decade-long foray per Bloomberg. Some Apple Car employees to be probably laid off. That'd be my guess with how that ends. Yep. Interesting. What else we got going on X? Anything else going on X? Will Clementine, he posts a lot of really cool stuff. Man, Fidelity's just killing it. They're buying it all up. ATC, what's up? Well, it looks like we're eating up the rest of that wick, buying them up. Move that over so we keep track of it. Look at some more stuff on X. Then I'm probably gonna call it a night here in about 10 minutes, depending on how this goes. What's this? Prime Minister. What? When you see Trump with Putin, as I have on a few occasions, he's like the 12-year-old boy that goes to high school and meets the captain of the football team. My hero. It's really creepy. Interesting. You know more about Bitcoins than hedge funds. They are shorting it like idiots. Interesting. Open interest of CME Bitcoin futures by trader. Open interest of CME Bitcoin futures by trader. The hedge funds, asset managers, other unreported. Oh wow, yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Bitcoin water closet? What the world is this nonsense? There's some weird stuff on your night. Ooh, Peter shift. Someone please check on Peter. 1 Bitcoin equals $1 in 2011. What? Really? I thought it was more than that in 2011. $57,000 in 2024. Price of gold's down $100. $100 in 13 years. And we're starting to see that too. We're starting to see the Bitcoin ETFs gobble up the outflows from gold ETFs are flooding into the Bitcoin ETFs, which is really cool. Really cool to see that. I secretly feel like he's playing us. He has to have Bitcoin. There's no way. Let's take a look at the yeah, the amount of Bitcoin the ETFs have gobbled up Monday. I don't think it's going to be updated for today, but damn, we're getting up there. Wow, Fidelity's almost at 100. Fidelity's almost at 100, and BlackRock is well over 100. Wow, we are over MicroStrategy's total amount. They did it. They completely decimated MicroStrategy's holdings, and you know, they just bought 3,000 more. It was yep, 3,000 more a few days ago. So man, this is happening so fast. Grayscale kind of topped off, bottomed out at 444,000. Again, they started trading. They had 650,000, 675,000, something like that, beginning of the year. Yeah, 600. They started at 650, 650, and they are down. They are down 200,000, 220,000 to be exact. 210. Yeah, Fidelity is going to be 100,000 tomorrow, maybe. BlackRock's going to be the rate they're buying is how crazy. Look at this. Look at how much they're buying each day now. It's insane. It just gets higher and higher inflows each day, each market trading session. Oh man, look at this. Crazy. Damn, they added 10,000 on the 13th. Wow. And again, as of, what was the price of Bitcoin then? That's crazy. Wow, 50,000. Now we're about 55. So yeah, this is not updated till tomorrow. We'll see today's. My guess is we're probably gonna see another crazy amount. Who knows? They could have bought another 3,000 today. That's just insane. That's more than three times the amount that we can even make, and that's gonna be cut in half in April. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. We need everyone to hear. We need everyone to know. Oh, man. But yeah, it looks like Bitcoin's still consolidating. Last night when I left the stream, we pumped back up too, and I was like, damn, I should have kept streaming. But it was getting late. I needed to get to work early, make sure I don't lose my job. McDonald's is not doing very well in the stonks. They're not doing very well. I mean, I have a job next week. Next month, next week. We shall see. Let's take a look at that too. What's my company doing? Oof. 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 Not good. We're coming down. Damn. We were doing so much better back at the beginning of the year even, but we went kind of sideways. But yeah, I did want to go into that. Maybe it's something we'll hold off for tomorrow. Bitcoin's starting to come back up a little bit. See if that plays out. You know what? Since that yellow candle's there, I'm just going to dive into it. McDonald's, I'll probably reiterate this at some point too. McDonald's looks like the average Big Mac. We may have went over this too. I don't remember. Average price for a Big Mac right now. We're starting to see $18 Big Mac meals in some states as the price of inflation takes its toll on the American markets. How's that sound? I actually came up with that. I didn't even say that in the headline. Yeah, so the average price right now, I think it's like $5 or $6 for just a Big Mac sandwich, right? With their signature burger selling for about $4 to $5, depending on where you're dining, and the meal as high as $18 in some states. I think one of the states is actually Connecticut, which is the weirdest thing ever. I would have sworn it would have been in like, yeah, maybe like Alaska or something. Look at that. Big Mac's actually kind of cheaper than my state in Alaska. That's kind of weird. Yeah, it kind of breaks it down by state. California right now is $5. Colorado. Wait. That's just the price of the Big Mac. With the meal. Don't even go into the what? This article sucks. It didn't even go into the actual price of the meal. Italian finance. This was 3 months ago. A Big Mac meal was $16 in some states. I can't find it. But I remember seeing it was Connecticut and a couple other states were getting close to the same amount. Ooh, there's a New York Post. $18 for a Big Mac meal. Why there's no relief in sight? I tell you, there's better things to eat on this planet than McDonald's. Even though I work there and I gotta shill it because I gotta keep my job. But yeah, wow, look at that. This location has a Big Mac for $19. That was in Connecticut. Yeah, outpost. So it's probably like a military outpost or something. Darien, Connecticut. Huh. This is how crazy this world's getting. Oh wow, Subway's got a plant-based patty or something now. Weird. World's getting weird. But yeah, we gotta get these Soylent Greens going, man. Soylent Greens, get the people, turn them into food. We gotta do it. There's more people on this planet now. We gotta feed them. There's 8 billion people on the planet. All right, it doesn't look like it's coming back up tonight. It's 9:15. I gotta get to bed. I gotta get into work tomorrow and flip those burgers, get the fryer started. So Again, if you like what you see here tonight, if you like the future of the world and dystopian surroundings around you, there's no way around it. This is what we live in. Please like and subscribe, and leave a chat down and tell me what you think. And I'll see you next time. This is Otaku, the Crypto Otaku, signing out. Later.